Ms. Heard repeatedly and characterologically perpetuated severe physical and psychological intimate partner violence, IPV, toward Mr. Depp over the course of their relationship. End of quote. Did I read that correctly?
It says perpetrated, but other than that, yes. They might describe emotions, they might describe events, but very rarely, and Ms. Heard did not say, I feel vulnerable. She never really indicated a vulnerable feeling of her own. Sorry. I'm sorry.
It seems like Dr. Curry has destroyed Amber's legal team's latest attack on her now ex-husband, Johnny Depp. That's right, she has taken it upon herself to make sure the world knows that she believes in the actor's claim that his ex-wife, Amber Heard, was indeed the abuser in their marriage, and not vice versa. But has that so? Well, let's find out. A little backstory to why Dr. Curry took such an extreme measure of taking it to her Instagram and ruining the actress publicly. Well, there has been an open letter in favor of the actor Amber Heard, who lost a defamation lawsuit against Johnny Depp. Her ex-husband, in June of this year, has garnered more than 130 signatories, including Gloria Steinem and well-known women's rights organizations. Additionally, the National Organization for Women, the National Women's Law Center, Equality Now, and the Women's March Foundation are among the organizations that signed the letter, which was shared with NBC News exclusively before it was made public on Wednesday, November 16th. A group of people who identify as Heard supporters and domestic violence survivors wrote it. The letter was also signed by organizations that address domestic abuse and sexual assault awareness. Much of this harassment was fueled by disinformation, misogyny, biphobia, and a monetized social media environment where a woman's allegations of domestic violence and sexual assault were mocked for entertainment, as stated in the letter. And that is exactly where the twist happened. Dr. Francesca Lynn took to her social media to express the lengths that Amber Heard is going to make her point, even though she lost fair and square to her now ex-husband, who the actress tried her best to defame. She goes on to state that she is an acquaintance of Dr. Shannon Curry, and while she feels no shame in disagreeing whenever there's a need to, she still stands firm on the fact that Amber Heard was the only abuser in her marriage with Depp. And of course, upon hearing this, Dr. Shannon Curry took to her Instagram and openly agreed with the actress exploiting Johnny Depp, robbing him of his kindness and financial security, as well as isolating him from his kids and subjecting him to physical and emotional abuse. There are a lot of reactions to Dr. Curry's stories. Let's take a quick look at some of those. One user tweeted, "Bravo, but I'm worried about the backlash she will get from all these people. I hope more PPL will speak out against this PR push." While another one said, "I couldn't have said it better. This is exactly what I've been talking about." But that is not the only role that Dr. Curry has played in the Heard Depp trial. Curry provided a psychological assessment of the actress in court on Tuesday, April 26th. She claimed to have identified two problems in Heard: histrionic personality disorder and borderline personality disorder. The doctor went on to explain that the histrionic disorder would involve competing for attention. The person who has the disease will imagine themselves in the position of victim or princess. Curry said that those with BPD experience relationship issues as a result of their fear of abandonment when describing Amber Heard's condition to the jury. To prevent being abandoned, they frequently engage in extreme conduct and make desperate attempts. According to Dr. Curry, "I diagnosed Ms. Heard with post-traumatic stress disorder, and the cause was the intimate partner violence by Mr. Depp. Generally speaking, there are three main categories I'd like to talk about today. The first is that Dr. Hughes misrepresented the tests and the results she utilized in the evaluations. She misrepresented my testing and the results I obtained in my evaluation, and she provided testimony in a manner that presented her own opinions and the self-report of Ms. Heard as facts." According to Dr. Curry, Dr. Hughes applied 8 checklists that are not suited for forensic settings like civil lawsuits because they may be easily manipulated, the doctor claimed before the court. One of those checklists, according to Dr. Curry, is the PCL-5 for PTSD, which she referred to as a screening instrument only. She informed the court that it contains every single symptom of PTSD and added that there's a secondary danger here too when you think about it, given that PTSD is the most frequently feigned and claimed diagnosis in civil court. Ms. Heard allegedly claimed to be experiencing 19 out of the 20 key symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder during her earlier testimony, according to Dr. Curry. Elaine Bettyhoft, the attorney for Ms. Heard, started the cross-examination by reminding the jury that Dr. Curry is not board certified and has only had her license for 10 years. She then inquired as to Dr. Curry's compensation from Mr. Depp's legal team for her attendance. Dr. Curry also confirmed that she was not board certified and had never before testified on domestic violence. After that, Ms. Breddyhoff's line of inquiry concentrated on the pre-trial interview of Dr. Curry by Mr. Depp's legal team at his home. Curry continued by describing in more detail how the diseases affected Heard's friendship with Depp. In 2021, Depp's legal team called the psychologist to assist with assessing Heard's mental state and other matters. Curry reportedly looked into the actress's medical records and other information related to the issue. Heard and she crossed paths twice in December 2021. But according to The Independent, this trial is allegedly the first time she has shared her knowledge in a criminal matter. That being said, fans of Johnny Depp have clapped back at the open letter created by Heard supporters, with a counter-open letter where they quite literally shattered the claims in Heard's open letter to pieces. Depp fans have expressed that it is predicted that community members would debate the absurdity of Amber Heard's allegations. Her face and body were unmarked in photographs taken immediately after the alleged torture, even though she said it would have caused fatal wounds. Also, that Amber acknowledged that she was pain-free. What is unexpected is the false information that is being disseminated by supposed authorities and the media, which is supported by misandry and metathesiophobia. The Depp fans have also made it clear that no matter the motivation, they oppose sacrificing Johnny Depp, an innocent victim of abuse, since the end never justifies the means. Like all other victims of abuse, he deserves the assistance of advocates for victims, according to the open letter. The fans have further expressed that every abuse case should be presented to a judge and jury of peers who will decide it based on its merits. However, what the fans of the actor worry, according to the open letter, is the growing abusive movements like Me Too by people with immoral intentions. This is because these organizations were established to offer safety, assistance, and protection to victims of abuse. However, some non-victims make use of these organizations and movements for their benefit, whether it be monetary gain or the satisfaction of seeing a spouse become emotionally, financially, and psychologically destroyed, like Amber Heard. In recap, all victims of abuse are supported by professionals, survivors, and advocates of survivors of intimate partner violence. They denounce the ongoing slander and victimization of Johnny Depp in the media and by other people and groups. They have also stated that they are uniting in his defense and that they support the right of all victims of defamation, sexual assault, and intimate relationship violence to report their abuse without being harassed. They do, however, strongly condemn all fabricated abuse claims, particularly when the accuser is the victim. On the other hand, it is safe to say that Heard has endured a barrage of criticism and abuse, though, especially on social media, where Depp supporters have accused her of fabricating her experience with domestic abuse while dating the actor. 2017 saw the couple's divorce. Depp filed the defamation lawsuit in response to Heard's claim that she was a public figure representing domestic abuse in a Washington Post essay. Heard omitted Depp's name, but according to Depp's lawyers, the piece referred to allegations made after their divorce. Heard started the process of appealing a jury's $10 million compensatory damage and $5 million punitive damage awards against Depp in June in Virginia's Fairfax County Circuit Court by filing a brief last month. Heard, who had filed a countersuit, was given a compensatory damages verdict of $2 million but no punitive damages. The letter is one of the most significant public displays of support for Heard after months of silence from many groups following the verdict. It criticizes the rising misuse of defamation lawsuits to silence people who report domestic and sexual abuse. Following the filing of Mr. Depp's lawsuit against his ex-wife in March 2019, the defamation trial between Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard started on April 11th in Fairfax, Virginia. That's all for today, though. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye